Welcome to Minsk, the capital of Belarus. With around 2 million inhabitants, Minsk ranks in the top 10 of largest cities in Europe, yet it is one of the most ignored. In this video, I will share my experience visiting Minsk and at the same time give you some background information on the country and its people. Belarus was a republic in the Soviet Union until 1991. After the Soviet collapse, most former Soviet republics privatized large parts of its state-run economies. Belarus chose its own approach. Alexander Lukashenko, 1994 the first president, and who is still in office, led the country on the path of market socialism. 75% of the economic output still comes from state-owned companies. Although there are rigid price and exchange rate controls in place. Belarus has a strong industrial sector, mainly producing fuel, chemicals and petrochemicals and machinery. Other important parts of the economies are agriculture and woodworking. Among the former republics of the Soviet Union, Belarus has one of the highest standards of living. Its GDP per capita is around $6,500, which is about double the one of Ukraine. Minsk is well entertained. It feels safe, traffic runs somehow smoothly, and it's overall a very civilized and clean place. The newly introduced 5-day visa allows citizens of many countries to stay for 4 nights without going through the process of getting a visa. 5 days is short, therefore you will want to make the most of your visit. With the state-run airline Belavia, you can fly into Minsk from the major hubs in Europe. Minsk has mild summers and freezing cold winters. Rain is almost permanent year-round. In 2016, the new Belarusian ruble was introduced. Currently, 2 ruble equal $1. A beer will cost around 5 and 8 ruble. A cafe americano is around 3 ruble. In the city, you will find restaurants doing special business lunch offers, which generally include a salad or soup, a main dish and a juice for as low as 12 ruble. For accommodation, I suggest booking over Airbnb. I got an excellent 2-room apartment in the heart of the city for just $35 a night. While a bit on the more expensive side than, for example, Kiev, Minsk is still very affordable by European standards. Also, it being such a nice place, it feels like you actually get something for your buck. I suggest taking Uber instead of taxis. A short ride in the city rarely goes over 5 ruble. For the ride from or to the airport, we'll pay around 30 ruble. The airport is around 40 minutes from the city center. Alternatively, there are 2 metro lines, which I suggest you take as an experience. A single ticket costs you 0.65 ruble. Also, there are buses, but as a visitor you will probably not be able to figure out how these work. Stay in a logistically smart place, so you can walk to most of your destinations. I suggest you stay as close to TGI Fridays as possible. While this place is awful to eat at, we'll find the most interesting sites within walking distance. As said before, you should rent on Airbnb, because I found hotels to be way overpriced. The restaurants and cafes in Minsk will treat you well. There's some that I went to that I want to recommend here. Svoi is a not too expensive restaurant that serves typical Belarusian dishes such as draniki, which is basically potato pancakes, but also good borscht soup. You have comfy sofas to sit in. Another restaurant there around the corner is News Cafe. It serves local dishes as well. It's also a good place for breakfast. Kitch'n Brasserie is a stylish Gordon Ramsay inspired restaurant. They have a good menu and also serve good breakfast or brunch. Beze Cafe was my favorite spot in summer. Their service is usually slow, but it's still a good place to go eat. A more upscale place is Bistro de Luxe, which has a strong French feeling. They have a business lunch menu, but also serve breakfast and dinner. You can smoke at the bar. Another place that I liked was bar Svobody. It's a more cozy place with its dimmed lights. Pushka Cafe isn't bad either for business lunch. If you want Asian cuisine, I suggest Mai Thai near the Dynamo Stadium. I did not film in these places, so nothing to show you here. Definitely go to Zybitskaya street. It's a street with a ton of bars. While in the summer people gather outside, in winter you have to go inside the various bars. Places that I recommend are Spirit Bar, the Beach Bar, Banki-Butylki and Pushka. Pushka is a tiny Mexican-style bar. It's more on the expensive side. I paid 22 rubles for a cocktail and a simple Corona costs you 8 rubles. TNT Rock and Doodah King are two other places that I recommend. Both host live music concerts that attract young crowd. At both places you can also eat a good burger earlier in the night. Furthermore, I also heard good things about a place called Hooligan. Apparently, there are more nice bars on that street, so I will definitely check that out next time that I am in Minsk. Then, of course, you have the high-end clubs, such as Rich Cat or Dozari. I generally avoid these venues because it's Russian table service style, and I feel like people don't go there to have fun, but instead to show off or to feed their Instagram or whatnot. Girls are hot and can definitely keep up with the girls in Ukraine, Russia, etc. Most young people speak basic English, but you will also run into some that don't. As a general rule, they have traditional values, but there is also a strong hipsterish subculture, which are more familiar with Western dating customs. Another word in the language barrier. Yes, getting around is a lot easier if you know some Russian. I therefore suggest you at least study the alphabet so that you know where to go for a coffee, where to find a toilet, and when to go when you feel sick. Definitely you have to visit the Great Patriotic War Museum. It's well made and displays a huge exhibition. The second museum that I want to suggest you visit is the Belarusian National History and Culture Museum. You learn a lot about the history there. You can visit the museum Loshitskaya Usad'ba in Loshitskaya Park. The staff is very friendly and tries their best to explain, but they only speak Russian. A bit outside of the city, I suggest you visit the Stalin Line. I actually plan to release a second video just on my visit, so subscribe to my channel to stay tuned. I went there with Andrei, a great guy who also makes YouTube videos, by the way. You will find his link in the description. Lastly, and most importantly, I think one should just walk the streets. Bear in mind that Minsk has been destroyed during World War II. So all you will see today is best of Stalinist architecture and urban planning. The roads are wide and the corresponding buildings have just the right height to look good according to the Gordon ratio. Minsk is one of my favorite cities in Eastern Europe. It is off the beaten track, and despite it being modern and providing a high standard of living, it preserves an authentic Soviet vibe. That's it. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, see you next time!